Imagine being at a wedding and suddenly the wine runs out. This happened in Cana, where Jesus and his mother were guests. Mary told Jesus about the problem, and though he seemed hesitant, she told the servants to do whatever he said. Jesus then instructed them to fill 6 large stone jars with water. When the servants drew some out and took it to the master of the banquet, the water had turned into the finest wine. This was Jesus' first public miracle, revealing his divine power and sparking faith in his disciples. Imagine a woman dragged before a crowd, accused of adultery, her fate seemingly sealed by the law. The accusers bring her to Jesus, asking if she should be stoned, hoping to trap him into contradicting the law or showing mercy. Instead of answering immediately, Jesus bends down and writes on the ground with his finger. Then he stands and calmly says, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Silence falls over the crowd. One by one, beginning with the oldest, her accusers leave, convicted by their own conscience. Soon, only Jesus and the woman remain. He looks at her with compassion and gently asks, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She replies, "No one, sir." Jesus responds, "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." In this powerful moment, Jesus offers not only forgiveness, but also a new beginning. He does not ignore her wrongdoing, but he responds with mercy and compassion, showing that grace triumphs over judgment. This story reminds us that no one is beyond God's love and forgiveness. Jesus calls us to extend the same compassion to others, to see people not by their mistakes, but by their potential for renewal and transformation. On the night before his crucifixion, Jesus performed an act that deeply surprised his disciples. He knelt down and washed their feet. In that culture, foot washing was a task reserved for the lowest servant. Yet Jesus, their teacher and Lord, humbly took on this role. By doing so, he challenged their understanding of power and greatness, demonstrating that true leadership is founded on humility and selfless service. Jesus said to them, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." He wanted his disciples to comprehend that following him means serving others without regard to status or position. When Peter initially refused, Jesus explained the necessity of accepting both his service and his example. Then Jesus commanded, "Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet." This was more than a symbolic gesture. It was a direct call to live out love through humble service. In this moment, Jesus redefined greatness, not as power or dominance, but as loving, humble service to others. He invites each of us to embrace this attitude of true humility and to serve others wholeheartedly. Discover the powerful lesson of humility and service when Jesus washed his disciples' feet. What does it truly mean to serve others? Imagine being so eager to see someone that you're willing to climb a tree just to catch a glimpse. That's exactly what Zacchaeus did. He was a tax collector in Jericho, known for his wealth and notably short stature. When Jesus came to town, the crowds were massive, and Zacchaeus couldn't see over them. Refusing to let his limitations stop him, he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree, hoping to see Jesus pass by. But what happened next was truly extraordinary. Jesus stopped right under the tree, looked up, and called Zacchaeus by name. "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." Shocked and overjoyed, Zacchaeus welcomed Jesus gladly into his home. The crowd grumbled. Why would Jesus choose to spend time with a sinner and a tax collector? But this encounter transformed Zacchaeus completely. He stood up and promised to give half his possessions to the poor and repay anyone he had cheated 4 times the amount. Jesus declared, "Today salvation has come to this house." Zacchaeus' story reminds us that seeking Jesus with determination can lead to unexpected, life-changing moments and true redemption. Discover why Zacchaeus climbed a tree just to see Jesus, and how it changed his life forever. Imagine being caught in a violent storm at sea, with waves crashing over your boat, the wind howling fiercely, and darkness enveloping everything around you. This terrifying situation happened to Jesus and his disciples on the Sea of Galilee. As they were crossing the lake, a sudden and furious storm erupted, threatening to capsize their small boat. The disciples, experienced fishermen who knew the lake well, were filled with fear and believed they were about to drown. Meanwhile, Jesus was peacefully asleep on a cushion at the stern, completely undisturbed by the chaos surrounding them. In desperation, the disciples woke him, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Jesus then stood up, faced the raging wind and towering waves, and commanded with authority, "Peace, be still." Immediately the storm ceased, and the waters became perfectly calm. The disciples were amazed and asked one another, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." This powerful miracle reveals Jesus' divine authority over nature and reminds us that no matter how overwhelming life's storms may seem, his presence brings true peace. Whenever you face fierce storms in your own life, remember to trust in him, for he has the power to calm every storm. The power of faith as Jesus calms the storm on the Sea of Galilee. Discover the miracle that changed his disciples forever. Have you ever struggled to believe something until you saw it with your own eyes? Thomas, one of Jesus' disciples, faced this exact challenge after Jesus' crucifixion. When the other disciples told Thomas they had seen the risen Lord, he could not accept their words. He boldly declared, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." 8 days later, Jesus appeared again among the disciples, even though the doors were locked. Turning to Thomas, Jesus invited him to touch his wounds and see for himself. Overwhelmed by this encounter, Thomas exclaimed, "My Lord and my God!" Instead of rebuking Thomas for his doubt, Jesus gently affirmed him, saying, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." This powerful moment reveals Jesus' compassion toward our doubts and highlights the special blessing for those who believe without seeing. Thomas's story reminds us that honest questions can lead to deeper faith and that Jesus meets each of us exactly where we are in our journey. The powerful story of Thomas, the disciple who doubted but found unshakable faith after encountering the risen Jesus. Follow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support this Kakbukar storytelling content.